Male depression. Male depression has gotten higher and higher and higher, and there is some very important reasons why. Now, I've took it upon myself to investigate this case. Male depression. The 3 causes for why we have this insane amount of people that are sad today, even though it's the best time to be alive in. Okay, so we get all of these crazy statistics that most men are depressed, men commit 4 times more suicide than women, and I wondered why. So I found the 3 reasons why men are a lot more depressed now than they should be. And number 1, loneliness. I know I throw that one too easily, too lightheartedly, but it's the foundation. So you see all these crazy statistics with like, oh my god, men under 30, 60% of them single, oh my god. Okay, why? Because in my opinion, a lot of men like to point the blame at women, and women point the blame at men without realizing that both of them are the problem. In this section, in the loneliness section, I'm going to offend a lot of people, including myself. So, I'm starting to roast both of the sexes for their motives, for the reasons why we are depressed today. So, we are depressed today by the following reasons. Women's first. Or how do you say that? Women go first? I don't know, I failed at English. Women have the part of the deal because they're delusional. Like a lot of the women think that they are a lot more attractive, that they're a lot better than like the average guy. So this is the problem. Like if we get a normal guy, like the randomest, most average guy, like the most average guy you can find on this entire planet, the default man, and you get default woman is not going to feel satisfied being together with default man. Like she thinks she's higher, even though they're like, objectively, if you look at them, they're absolutely completely equal on like sexual market value. The woman is going to have the impression that she's higher than him. Where I think this comes from, like, because a lot of people on this like space of red pill, of self-improvement, all say this kind of shit. They're like, oh my god, women's impression are so evaluated, oh my god, what are we going to do? The world is going to end, no more population, zero plague inc type of stuff. So I don't think that's the problem, but there is something that I have not seen any of them talk about. And it's this kind of stuff, like the novels, like these kind of books that the girls are reading for, because you don't understand. Us men, oh sorry, oh my, I moved the camera. A lot of women have this insane type of books that they're reading. Like for them, they're absolute best books in the world. For us men, we couldn't read 2 words. We would read 2 words, die from cringe, and go bury ourselves. That's how bad the books are in the, like a man's perspective. Because I had the opportunity to like try to read. I lost 10 years of my lifespan. Now, in these books, most of them have like the same pattern. There's like this absolutely cool, jacked, like billionaire kind of guy, vampire or something, like super cool, interesting guy, and like just a normal girl that is like, she manages somehow to get him. Now this is what I want you to understand, because like the author that's writing that book, she doesn't care about like the potential damage that this kind of stuff does to like she wants to sell copies, and she's not going to sell the copies if she is going to write about like a very realistic side. Because let's be honest, if you get Dracula is not going to fucking go for any kind of normal woman unless she wants to like, you know?
No.
But for example, if you get like those books, like absolute, like I don't know, big sportsman or like a big billionaire, there's like going to get a fucking normal girl with like, no, they need to, like, the writer needs to make a main character like the woman, the girl, like very relatable to the girls who are reading, which are average girls. And it's going, oh, do you see this average girl? She somehow stumbled across like this billionaire or like this very big basketball player or something like this. And he's like, so he's handsome, he's rich, and he has like this mysterious character. Like, he's not really interested in her in the beginning. She's like pushing her around, but sometimes he realizes that she has like a pure soul, and she's not like all the other hoes in like the higher echelon, like around the people he's around, like the supermodels and stuff, and he falls for her. Like, this is the type of things that girls read, and they are very excited. Like, they giggle and they like do that shit with their legs while reading the book. And a lot of the girls, like, you know how men, we watch Rambo and we want to be like Rambo. We want to like, you know, or like you go and watch a good basketball game, you see Kyrie dribbling, and you go outside and get your basketball and fail like I do. Like, the girls are like this with their books. Like, they read the book and then they're like fantasizing about that happening to them. And honestly, I believe that those books have done more damage to like the desire in men for women than anything. They have a very wrong perspective of men, because like they think that a man to be like this valuable, like, because all of these authors and all of these girls find it like he has to be billionaire, he has to be like important person, like very interesting, mysterious Dracula, which is not real. So this is the woman's fault, in my opinion. Now let's go to the men, because there is a lot. Stop! I'm going to show you, probably in like how I record video, how trash my setup is. Sorry. So I know there is a bunch of men out there, a lot of you who do these things, because like there is like this whole culture of men who's like, oh my god, if you're not 6'4", if you don't make $2 million a second, if you, I don't know, if you don't look like Ryan Gosling or what his name is, you are not going to get the slightest bit of woman in your life ever, like not even this one, which is not real. It's just, it's you coping. It's like, it's making excuses. It's like, even if I go and do the most interesting things, even if I get like very passionate into something and I get very good at it, and I get a lot of recognitions from like friends and stuff like this, I go and take care of myself, I am not addicted, I'm not going to get a woman because I'm 5'7". That's not real, you understand? It's just a mechanism that men cope with, so they don't have to actually take actions to make themselves better. So on this thing, I usually write, I want to write in every video the most important message. Like, if you would just open the video and just see this, you would get the most important piece of value. It's not really accurate. Actually, it is. So a lot of men are like depressed and they handle a lot of stuff. And like, if you actually have some real reasons, like you have some financial issue, you have a big debt, or like you have something real that sponsors your depression, I think this is the best thing. Like, if you are going through hell, keep going. Just keeping it pushing. Like, if right now is bad, soon good is going to come and you're going to feel grateful for the bad. Because I've been there too. Like, I've been a humongous loser and I've been extremely depressed, but I never gave up. I never felt like I'm never going to make out. I never felt like I'm going to end up like a complete failure. For example, I had a very hard time at school. I was like a complete outcast. Nobody liked me. I was very bad at school. Teachers taunted me in front of every kid in school. I was like, and I felt horrible. I hated going to school, and I literally developed like a little bit of like a hand, I don't know what it is, like my hand would shake like this, because in almost every class teachers would like make fun of me because I was stupid. Like I wasn't like as well prepared, like I was the dead dumbest kid in the class. And I never really made made it possible to like create. And my mother saw this and she was like, do you want me to transfer to another school? And no, I chose not to, because I took this advice. I kept it pushing, and because good times are going to come, because I had it hard and I knew I had to change. Like, it was pressure. Diamonds are made under pressure, and that made me go harder, and I became from this to that, to me today, which I would never go back. This is the advice for people who are struggling not with loneliness but with something different. This is the advice for people who are lonely, especially for men, because there is a lot of you. There is a lot of you who are bitching even though you don't have to, because like, you might not be the tallest guy around. Okay, I agree that there are some like delusional women who's like, if you're not 6 foot, but you don't want to date that woman anyway. Because like, if a woman is like, oh my god, if you're not 6 foot tall, I'm not going to date you, you don't even want to date that woman. And if you do, you're just extremely needy. You're just extremely like, give me pussy. I spewed a lot of crap at a lot of guys. I want you to high five me. Because we're going to get into some more details. Because this was the first one, but I think it's the most important one. Number 2 is men are not acknowledged for their worth. And I'm saying this when I'm going to tell you a story. So 2 weeks before Christmas, like in 2024, I was alone at home and like electricity went down. It was like a big snowstorm. It was like this big snowstorm, and I don't know what happened. I live a little bit away from the city, and like some cables got twisted and like electricity went out. All I had to do was like to give a call to the electricity provider, and they sent out a team of men to repair it in like blizzard conditions. They went out and repaired like a cable, and that was just for me to potentially be able to like go to the bathroom and have genuine life condition. And nobody cares. Like, you see these people like electricians, people like working constructions in sewers, people who do like the carpenters, people who work like working people. They're like so unrespected, and I don't like that. It's like for farmers, like I know that a lot, like the teacher was like one of my math teachers was like, you're going to become a tractor learner. And I was like, what is wrong with being a tractor guy? I love people who work with their hands. I love people who have like these very strong jobs, like hard to do jobs, because I'm a keyboard kid. I couldn't go on a construction site and pull steel bars and put bricks. I couldn't, and I know I couldn't, and I have all the respect for the people who are doing it. But a lot of the times the world just pisses on these people, and I don't think that is fair. And this is why so many people who are like from this type of like hard-working people, these are the people who commit suicide the most of the time, because when not even your family, like the people who you break your back for to like put food on the table, not even them can say a genuine thank you and just like show you unconditional love. That's when like you just lose it, and then your wife cheats on you and you're just done. Your kids don't respect you, your wife cheats on you, and it's like, how are you supposed to be like mentally safe? And this is what I say, men should be acknowledged. If you work any job and you take it seriously and you want to be respected for your job, thank you. Thank you for your service to this world. You deserve all the love in the world. If you are working and you are dedicated to your craft, I want God to bless you. You deserve a lot more probably than you have. So I want you to be happy. And this is why the reasons I made the rant at the second one, because I cannot see you being sad for like coping reasons. Now, going to number 3. Number 3 is, I believe that this world is literally set up for you to get depressed and stay depressed. Like evil companies that sell very dangerous products, and the state, their solution for them is antidepressants, which will only keep you more depressed, alcohol, which is only going to keep you more depressed. But the solutions to these is, I'm going to put it this way. The more addictions you have, the more depression. More addictions, more depression. And I had this too. The more I was addicted to video games, to porn, to sugar, to social media, I had these like modern addictions that a lot of young men have like a problem with today. And it's so sad, because like these, or especially video games, because video games have like a very innocent outlook. They look very innocent, and honestly I don't think they do as much harm, but they absolutely kill your time, because a lot of people do not play like what they say they play. And I'm going to be honest, when I said I played 10 hours a day, sometimes it wasn't sometimes, it was most of the times, because I would do multiple 3-hour session gaming, like 3-hour gaming session. Like I would average 9 a day. It was easy to say I would average 9 a day. And I'm probably still low putting it. Scrolling is something that is very harmful to the brain, because you see a lot of like negative content. We love to put out negative content, because negative content, stuff that scares us, stuff that makes us upset, like controversy. People love to watch this, and a lot of content creators put out controversy so that they make views, which I don't think it's fair to the people, because it's literally selling the minds of children, selling the minds of innocent people for you to get some numbers on a screen so you can buy a sports car. I don't think that is fair. This is not what I'm trying to do either, because I'm also technically content creating. I want my content to just be helpful, because I know I need this. I needed this when I was young. I would want people to have like someone that can help them out with the problems that they face in their lives. Now, another thing that I really want to go into is, for example, look at porn. I have a very big problem with this business idea, because this business model, because, for example, with porn, these people are infecting minds of children, because it takes government action for like porn sites to get children off. Because like you can have your 8-year-old child addicted to porn. That is inhumane. That is child abuse. I think that an extremely verified, like I know, like for Texas, I think they added this like ID show, like you need to have like documents to prove you're an adult to watch porn, which I believe is great. Texans, if you are from Texas and you voted for that thing, you are a legend. Congrats. So all of these products that we have for recreational purposes are increasing depression, because they're addictive. Everything that is like creates addiction makes us feel miserable, makes us feel less of people, beats us in the head, and that is not okay. And I'm doing this for myself, from my own experience. And I know gamers are probably one of the most defensive group out of all of these, because I was a gamer and I was extremely defensive of like this, because like mom said we were playing too many video games. I'm like, but I'm still just a kid, who cares, no one. But it's like your time that you could put in such more important things, and you could be so much better, and you would never regret it. I still play sometimes, very rare, only when, but I know when I'm playing that because this problem, because when we play video games, we need to understand that we are wasting time. Gamers refuse to agree that when you're playing video games, you're wasting time, but you have to play only in time you know you can waste. to have some fun. Because if you get into an addiction, like if it becomes routine that when you come at home you just hop on your PS5 or on your computer and play video games, you don't, and like even in school you don't pay attention to like the lecture, you think of what you're going to do in the video game when you get home, that is not okay. It's a full-blooded addiction. I was very depressed 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was at the bottom of bottoms and I was heavily considering that I was going to give it all up and it was going to matter, and I could have become like one of those guys that people who are like talking about the bottom 20% talk about. I would have become one of those guys. I know I would have. But because I chose not to give up and to keep it pushing, I got through. So I want you to, like, if you want change, if you're fine with complaining about women that you're not 6 foot tall, if you're okay with staying at the same level and not evolving at all, okay. But if you feel like you need or like you want and you deserve more, just understand that a lot of the things that you do need to be changed, and just get into that. I'm going to make a very visual video about quitting addiction, but that's going to come in later. Anyway, Happy New Year, and I hope that all of your New Year's resolutions come true. Bye.